Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the second session of my program about the God invisible creations, as I said last week, I was talking about the Buddhism because this religion is very firm in non-harm religions and does not have any relations with any other religions, either by believing, either by action, either by something. And these religions is mostly exist or stand for the peace and for the tranquility and non-harm. And the third one is to remove the suffering of the human being. Suffering, struggling. Any of us, we are in struggling. No matter what we are living, what we are eating, what we are doing, still we are in struggle to find this, to do that, to look that, how to do, how to be. It's all suffering. But in this religion, Buddhism, are always as being looking for the enlightenment, for the spirituality, and for the something that to dissolve to has a spirit personally, each one. And at the same time, this religion, no matter you are in a businessman, you are in an army, you are in a doctors, you are in a government, you are in any position, has to be Buddhist. Number one. If you ask to a doctor, you are in a how you feel about the Buddhism? Yes, I am a Buddhist. I have to be. Other than that, I'm not a doctor. Or same thing all. Last week I condemned the place of the Rohingya city and the Myanmar government, which they made a lot of genocide to the Muslims. And my condemnation was to ask religiously, because according that I understand, anyone is out of their Buddhist teaching, they are not a Buddhist. So my question was, are these people which they genocide, those 400,000 families and peoples, for what? Are they really Buddhist? I don't think so. If it is they are Buddhist, if they are a Buddhist, they have to pay ransom. They have to pay for all their lost. Other than that, they should be out of that religions. This is a very, very strong word for them if you ask them to get out from the religion. So of course there is I see a lot of condemnation that people was talk about them, government side, military side, but the best way, the proof that ask him, are you Buddhist? Anyway, so on last week when I mentioned about the all histories, about the all actions, about the all belief, about all things, from their exist book, from the Buddhist center that I collected, and I read it from their book, which I collected here. And today now I am talking about the spirituality, or about the soul and spirit in Buddhism. Because why? Because my program or about the invisible creation, which is soul and spirit in this religion, because they are talking, they are exist, they are insist, they are saying this is the nature of our life. What? Spirit and soul, or spirituality. So that's why I would like to back again to complete all the information about the Buddhism, which is really necessary to everyone to know about their spirituality and the Buddhism idea, that I would like to read back again, that I collected, which was remain from last week, and I will finish it today. In Buddhism concept, the spirituality is exists and does not reject the existence of good or bad spirits. They're saying the bad or good, even a good or bad spirit is a spirit. But in Islam we condemn the bad and we appreciate the good. But this religion, both of them, they say they are exist. We cannot isolate it. We cannot get them different. So there are visible and invisible being or spirit in the same way as there are visible and invisible. So they're saying that the one of the body being as a dirt, then another one as a spirit. Each one has a two sides. The physical body is as a visible and non-visible, and also in the spiritual also has also as a visible and invisible. But what is that? The visible is a being we can see, but invisible is the light. The Buddha is looking for the enlightenment, light. So we need special tools to see the invisible light, and we need as a special sense to see the invisible being. Again, they're saying that we need a tool, like for example the microscope, or those are the understanding, knowledge, those things, to understand the being, what is the heart, what the heart does, what the blood's going on, and those things. But also about the invisible, we need a sense. We need a sense to think about it. Sense is that the shu'ur, like a sense, like after the mind sense, and they put them on the circulation of that to find out. Like for example, if we are close our eyes and we feel something different, that's probably they will think about that sense. So one cannot deny the existence of such a spirit, such a just become one and unable to see them. One of them without doubt cannot see, they cannot understand. These spirits are also subject to birth and death. Okay, now they are believed that is death, and of course the whole is life. It belongs to the life, the death of the life, the continue of the life. So death and life and death, of course, all and how long you will be living. They are not going to stay permanently in the spirit frame. They are exist in the same world where we live. Very good. Buddhism is in part of the practice in spiritual development, leading to insight into the true nature of reality. Buddhists practices like meditation and meaning yourself in order to develop the qualities of awareness, kindness, and wisdom. So it means that is if someone is starting the meditation or ibadah, or can we saying that you find yourself in order to develop the quality of awareness, kindness, and wisdom too. That's all about it. The experience developed within the tradition, the experience developed, these kind of practice, these continuation of this within the traditional over 2,500 years has created an incomparable resource for all those who wish to follow a path which ultimately culminate in enlightenment or Buddhahood, like the reach of the Buddha level. An enlightened being sees the nature of reality absolutely clearly, just as it is, and life fully and naturally in according with that vision. But someone is see, someone is think, and then it is naturally they will come to them. It's not difficult. And the major goal of Buddhism is the spirituality of life and representations and ending of the suffering. Like I mentioned, the Buddhism, the main pole that they are stand on is the suffering, how to remove the suffer. Like the belief or the way of that how the Buddha has come out about to remove the suffering of the human being. Buddhism is not include the ideas of worshipping to one's creator God. They are not. They don't think that they are only one. There is once of God, and the second go to somebody else like. But some people do not see it as a religious and the normal way of beliefs. The basic school of Buddhism is the straight training to practical, and they want to be practical, bring it practical way. So Buddhism commitment are race, nationality, caste, sexuality, or gender. Buddhism teach practical methods which enable people to realize and use it teaching in order to transform experience to be fully responsible for their own. It means everything has to be shows off, has to be understanding what is the style of the Buddhism. So also Buddhism, these are the one things, and the other one also the Buddhism also has some admonishings that they saying the practical method also is important. Also admonish to what? They made some admonish too. Say, don't say love to somebody. You said, do not say somebody to love. To love somebody. Instead, show how to love somebody. How to show. How to make how to love somebody and to only pursuing, is not only by talking, or also don't make comment, hey, be good, be wise, be this, be not lie, this. Instead of that, show how we become good, how we become wise, how we become that or that or this. This is the this religion tell it is to be practically rather than their theoretically, because it is maybe comparable with the other religions. So just also I'll give you another break, and I'll be come up with you inshallah.